Right, scammers action. Good morning, y'all. I was once told by my ex-boss a very long time ago that the world was just a stage and we were all just actors. Some of us were just better actors than others. Now, at the time, I was a radio jock, and my boss gave me, God rest his soul, a synopsis as to why so many people gravitated to me, and my other on-air colleagues didn't even have half the fan base that I had. He attributed it to my ability to just be able to say and play what everyone liked. It's something you can't go to a special school for, something you can't practice for. He said it's an acting skill that you can't go to acting school for. It's just your ability to act and not look or sound like you're acting. I, at the time, was lost and wondering, the hell is man talking about? He went on and he said, it's a gift from God. And I beg of you, Kevin, don't waste it. And I had to think about that most of my life. And I'm now happy to give you my rendition of what he meant. I did say my rendition because this is what my mind is telling me that this man is trying to say to me. He meant that even preachers, all preaching from the same Bible, well, most of them, there were some that had a greater audience than some. There were some that had more money. There were some that had more popularity, more fame. It's because some preachers preach because God gave them that ability to act in his on his behalf, in his favor. Then some of them were just acting. They weren't real. Um, Men that convince women that they should be with them. And then some of the guys be like, man, how you do that, man? How you could just say them two words to her and she in your arms. Now, let's not get it twisted, because there are some women that are able to convince men of the same thing. They're just better actors. Some household, the finances are ran by the man, and some households are controlled by the women. The ones that the men run, he convinced her, I'm the man, I should run this. The ones that are ran by women, she played a better acting role than other women, and she convinced that she should be the one to run the household finances. It's really simple. Those people that we just talked about are people that play their role or act their role in life better than others. It's just that simple. Merchants choose certain people to sell their products to the public because they realize that some radio announcers, television announcers, commercial artists, they realize that those people are also divided that way. That there are some that have a better ability to act their role in life than others do. Some builders get contracts to build homes for millions of dollars. And a builder that can only solicit a job for a $200,000 home wonders, what the hell, this guy's getting all these contracts, and I'm here picking, pecking, trying to make a couple of dollars at the end of the month. The truth is, the guy building the $1 billion homes acts his role better than the guy that just building the $1,000 homes. It's simple. When you call a person a con artist, you must remember that to con is taken from the word convince. It's just people that are better equipped and able to, by their acting schools of life, some that were born with it, to convince people. We shouldn't praise people by calling them corn artists because corn is a good thing. Corn is you're saying to someone you can convince a person to do whatever it is they don't want to do. The truth of the matter is, a convincer is just someone that knows how to play that role in life better than others. Now, what he didn't tell me was, seeing that we're all just actors on this stage called life, we need to select the right roles to play. We got to stop acting roles that just weren't scripts weren't written for us, and we're acting them. There are people out there that are doing what others do, and we don't find our true callings. The truth is, Denzel Washington acting movies that were suitable for Kevin Hart would not be the Denzel that we know him as today. We need to find our true callings. We need to all be good actors, but you can't be a good actor trying to act somebody's role. I remember one time ago, my younger brother said to me, he said, I'm selling cars in Nassau. I'm bringing them in from the States and I'm making a killing. And then he called me back and he said, Jesus, everyone in Nassau is doing that now, which means that nobody's making a killing now because everybody wants to be a car salesman. People, everyone that knows how to cook is not supposed to be a cook or even own a restaurant. Let me just break it down for you as to what I'm saying. If we know how to cook, we can do cooking shows. We can open a culinary arts school. We can teach people to cook. We can go and get jobs in hotels that cater to multimillionaires, and we don't have to all go and open these little $2 restaurants and only make $2. We need to see where our calling leads us and not follow others. The truth is, you you have to reach inside. You have to pull inside out of you what you're afraid to see in you. It's easy just to follow people. It's easy just to do what everyone else does. We don't have to use our ingenuity. We don't have to use our brain. We don't have to figure out what happens when you invest $1 million and how would you get two and blah. No, we don't want to do that. We just want to see someone doing it and be on it. Guys, let me ask you a question. Do you realize that no matter how beautiful, well shaped, athletic, talented, whatever a person is, that person can never, ever, ever be number one? Let me just give you an example of what I'm saying. If you see a girl that has the most beautiful butt in the world, I will guarantee you that there's another girl out there whose eyebrows, whose breast, whose waistline, whose face, whose something that she desires or wishes that she had. Even if she has a beautiful figure, she will walk out there and see another woman with a more beautiful figure. If, men, you have a great athletic capability, you will get on that basketball court one day and find out that there's someone out there with a better athletic capability than you. I'm saying this for a reason. It's a matter of us being happy with who we are. The trouble is, we as human beings are never satisfied with who we are. We act as if we are that shallow that we believe that we should have the best in everything. My car should be better than yours. My house should be bigger than yours. My child should be more beautiful. My eyebrows should be shaped better than yours. And the truth of the matter is, it's a no day, no way situation. Never happens. There is no number one in this world, in anything. Let me just say to you what makes me so comfortable with myself and with life now. I get up every day. I kid you not, people. I see the mirror and it's not, it's as if it isn't there. It's as if I already know what I am and who I am, and that my physical appearance is not what makes me. It's as if I don't have time to think about what somebody else has. Or I don't ever, and I swear by God, this is the truth, I don't ever look at someone and want anything that they have. I never say, I wish I had my neighbor's house. I never say, it's simply because I'm not wired that way. Why? Because I wired myself. I wasn't wired by society. I wasn't wired by my best friend. I wasn't wired by the crowd that I hang out with. I wired myself. I read one time as a teenager in my sister's bedroom, she had a picture on the wall, and it was called the Desiderata. And one line of it is simply, never compare yourself to others, lest you will become vain and bitter. That simply means that if you go around worrying about who has more money, whose wife is more beautiful, whose car is more beautiful, you will be exactly that, vain and bitter. Vain because you will see yourself in a better position than some people, and bitter every time you see someone that's in a better position than you. The truth of the matter is, you must love yourself. You must be happy with who you are. And if it requires, for health reasons, that you lose weight, if it requires that for other reasons that you put on weight, if it means that you have to do something to alter yourself that makes you a better person, then you have my blessings. But if you are one of those people that thinks that everything and everyone you see, you must alter yourself to look like that person, if not now, sometimes later, you remember this voice saying to you, you're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Now, we started out with lights, cameras, and action, and I know you must all be wondering exactly where is this all going to tie in? Well, here it is. Every day, like I told you, I get up and I look into the mirror and I wash my face or I shave or whatever I do. Um, I try to live each day seeing what I can do to help people around me. If you understand what I'm saying, anything, not financial. Listen, if it means helping someone to jack a car up, okay? My biggest problem was, and I must tell you this, folks, when I realized just recently that lights, camera, action was what my design of my day was, and helping someone or doing this, it was because the camera was always important to me. How well I looked, what color sneakers I had on, and I still have that pride about myself. But it wasn't about myself for myself. It was for others to see. It was because I wanted to fit in. I lived each day trying to look a certain way. It's called running competition with the Joneses. Until one day I decided that all I was doing was lying to look that way. Lying because I wanted to fit in. Because I wanted whoever saw me to say, Wow, your boy must be doing good. Or wow, look at what he's got on his arms. Or wow, look at those things. The truth of the matter is, it is so petty and so immature that I'm almost ashamed of saying that this is the way I lived. What I'm really ashamed of saying is that there are people out there living their lives right now that same identical way. That life that was given to you by God, you have taken it and relinquished it to the world, to other people. You are giving your life to everyone out there. And listen to me carefully. If you spread yourself that thin, that you try to be what every circle that you are affiliated with wants you to be, you again, for the second time in my message, are in deep trouble. I nearly say deep doodle. You're in deep trouble. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you cannot be what the world wants you to be. You cannot be what everyone wants you to be. Now, the catch to this whole thing is you're doing this before an audience that has more skeletons in the closet than you do. So, you know what? My lights, camera, action has now turned to let he that is without a history or that has never done something in this world that the world may judge them or make them ashamed of, let them cast the first stone. I'm not trying to appease people anymore that are doing the same thing or worse that I'm doing. I'm not even wasting time worrying or watching what someone does, be it good or bad. Most of all, people that sit down and say, that person over there is gay. I was guilty of it. And I'm going to be real with you. You wouldn't want him saying the sissy this and the truth is, until you have people in your family that are gay, till you love music by Luther Vandross or Freddie Jackson, until you realize that even people that we talk about are loved. They're loved by people. You see, the hypocritical thing about this is we'll say, I love Luther Vandross, but I know he was gay, but I give him a pass. We would call someone else's child a derogatory, a bad name. But if our child does it, we say that our child deserves to be loved. People call each other's whores, drug users, that old weed smoker. The truth of the matter is, alcoholism, being an adulterer, whatever else it is, they don't have to answer to you or I. Or let me say this in another way. Whatever it is that I am or you are, we don't have to answer to anyone except the person that's our creator. And let me let you know this right now, folks, from the bottom of my heart. In every family, in every world, one of those things that I mentioned, there's someone that is that person. The truth is, it was said, and is still being said, because it is written, that we all have our faults. No man, no woman is perfect. So if that is the case, then why would we think that our perfection, and we talked about this the other day, deserves to be overlooked or forgiven? But we are so quick to criticize and talk about and defame our brothers and sisters and friends. The truth is, I'll be the person to tell you. It makes us feel better about who we are. It takes the spotlight light off of us. Without the lights, cameras, and action, I'm going to say to you today that my life is my life. Your life should be your life. This fake Hollywood, I'm sorry, this fake world had better get together and use this time to figure out their own lives. And you be the person that's looked at as the bigger person. When you hear someone laughing and saying things like, you remember the ex-prime minister of the Bahamas? He has a retarded son. You be the person to ask that person, do you really find it funny that a child was born without its full capabilities or that can perform like every other child? Do you think that makes you a better person than the person that you're talking about? Just ask them. You think that make you better than the prime minister or the ex-prime minister? Quit, please, people, quit entertaining ignorance, cruelty, and other people's insecurity. Lead by example. And Ron, that one was in your defense, okay? Brighten the lights. Turn off the cameras. Because it's time for some action. To hell with your talk. Now let me see you walk. Everybody, get out there. Do something good. Say something nice. Be that person that people look at and be like, what the hell? This is the same person who I just talked to this about yesterday. It could stop today. Let them know I don't want that. I don't think I need that. Before I get off of the phone, or should I say my podcast, I want to ask you guys to do me a favor, please. Everyone that loves their children, that loves their grandchildren, their nieces, their nephews, that loves children in general. Today, instead of sending out funny skits that are sent to you on WhatsApp or whatever, pick your phone up. Call the adult in that house. Ask them to put that child on the phone. Ask that child not to get a laptop or an iPad, but get a book and paper. And ask them to write their 2 times table. Ask them to write for you in tens, to count in tens or 20s or whatever. Any little thing that you can do to ensure that the nation is still being groomed and grown. You must realize, just as much as we find boredom in this, being in these houses, those children must be feeling it too. And if they're not, it may be because you jammed their head in a video game and figured that'll keep them off your back for a while. Or jammed it in a telephone or whatever else it is. Pull their heads out of it today. Get these children back in their books every once in a while. If you feel like you want to do one good thing for a child today, ask them to recite their 3 times table. Based on the age, ask them to recite something that they should know. I hope you all have a great day. I promise you I will. Love you from the heart. See you later, guys.